So let's stay in the secondary. Let's get to this one kid. I think this kid is going to be the Charlie Kelly wild card, baby. Daxton Hill out of Michigan. This kid is something. So I'll fully admit I was a late bloomer before we hit the tape, or I let it run. Who cares? Let's just show it off right away. I love this kid's tape. I was a late bloomer on him. Didn't know much about him. Heard Mel Kiper and Todd McShay talking about him. McShay had him listed as his 15th best prospect, so that piqued my interest, seeing as my team is at 15. And I was like, all right, who? They're so high on this kid. I listened to Greg Cosell, who's another great film breakdown guy. He does a great job with these prospects. He said he was one of the most favorite players to watch on film out of everybody in the draft. Said he was one of the best film breakdown guys in the entire draft. Now, as we go through this film, what are you seeing? He is in so many different positions on all of these films. Like, it's just the way he's able to cover multiple positions, line up in multiple positions. This is some great tape because you're going to see a little bit of everything on here. There's a few blitzes that you're about to see right here. I think this is the one. He gets the sack the play before you saw him in coverage. This kid is awesome. He plays everywhere. Positional versatility. He's a safety who can also play slot corner. He has the arm length of a tackle who can play safety and also slot corner with elite speed and athleticism. So he's covering a lot of ground no matter where he is. The first four plays on this, he played in 4 different positions.
He lined up in the slot 72% of the time.
And they project him to be a safety. That's really says something about him. But and you'll see, like on the tape, why they have him up around the line of scrimmage. He's an impact player who, like, he's totally fine. Right there, they bring him on the blitz. They just bring him on the blitz, and he makes an impact play. That's why you want him around the line of the scrimmage.
He also has the second highest blitz percentage.
Yeah, perfect.
Lining up blitz.
Yeah. So you're getting a guy who you can drop back in coverage and cover a lot of ground, or bring him on the blitz. Whatever you need. A little bit of everything. I really loved watching his tape and watching all the different things that he can do as we watch a tackle for loss in the backfield. It's just like you could split his tape into 2. A blitz right there where he makes an impact right off the corner. For the Eagles, it's interesting because they have Avonte Maddox as a slot corner and he's not going anywhere. But with this kid, I really don't know. I think you can line him up and find a role for him, and he's one of those kids. Just put him on the field, and it'll work out. It doesn't really matter where you line him up. Obviously, safety is a position of need, but if you play him a little bit of slot corner, bring him off the corner blitzes and stuff like that, I really think he'd be great for Jonathan Gannon in this system to get some pressure that's not the front 4.
Yeah, this is the kind of guy where I would be upset if they took him at 18. I think trading back for him would be a great move. I think 18 would be a reach. There's definitely someone better at 18. Mm-hmm. That being said, my first note is extreme versatility, can play all over the defense. I'm not mad about that anytime. No. So being very good at multiple things is not a bad thing. So he is able to get his hands on the ball at the second highest rate behind only Kyle Hamilton.
Exactly. And this kid has excellent ball skills. And again, arm length of a tackle. Which is like, when you need arm length is the tackle position. And you're getting that out of a safety slot corner hybrid. These hybrid athletes are the future of the game. And who do we know who loves positional versatility the most? It's the Eagles. They love it. So I really think this kid is one to keep an eye on. Him and Lewis Seen at that 18th pick. Some fans are going to be like, who? Yeah, it's not Jameson Williams. And then you're going to watch the tape and you're going to say to yourself, oh, that's who. Oh, all right. I see the vision.
So he's in the 92nd percentile in wingspan, 95th 40 time, 97th 10-yard split, 97th 3-cone drill.
Oh, give me all of that. Give me all of that. Just give me a playmaker with those attributes on the defense, and the rest will figure itself out. You know what those attributes turn into? Turnovers.
Which I feel like, did the Eagles get a single turnover last year? The number may have been 0.
It was astronomically low.
Yeah.
Darius Slay was at a few plays, in a few interceptions.
It was him by himself.
I was about to say, remember how easy it was? It was pitch and catch, and all those quarterbacks had over 70% completion percentage. Daxton Hill, no matter where he lines up, is going to make a quarterback uncomfortable. Whether it's on the blitz, whether it's covering ground and creating a double team on a good wide receiver. You thought you had the pass. Oh, no, I didn't quite, because this Daxton Hill character with his arm length of a tackle went over and made the play and covered enough ground, and he's got speed to match. Oh, all of a sudden that gap closed in a hurry. That's an interception. That's this kid. I like him a lot.
The line for safeties taken in the first round is 1.5, and Daxton Hill is the reason I might just put everything I own on the over.
Both
because, well, yeah. So Lewisine, I think, is a very good chance he's taken, and I think there's a very good chance Daxton Hill is almost taken, which means there's a very good chance at least one of them is taken.
Yeah.
So he's like, he's kind of like if some team's like in love with him and reaches a little bit on him in the first round, that you only need 2 safeties to hit over 1.5. I'm no mathematician, but
yeah,
feels very easy.
I like the odds. I like it a lot. And
it's
while we're on the
300, I think, for over 1.5, but
I can
still.
see why. Yeah, because we've got these 2 options right here that should do it. While we're on the topic of safeties, we didn't do a video on Jaquan Brisker. Everybody knows I love him. I will take him on this team 100%. I don't know if you pull the trigger at 15 or 18. Probably not. And you just hope he's at 51. If not, you do a trade down in the first and at pick 15 or 18. Try to get another pick so you can trade up in the second round to get that kid. He's more traditional where he does everything well as a safety. He probably just doesn't have that explosive athleticism that you're seeing out of Daxton Hill. But I love Brisker. He checks every single box that you want from a safety.
Now that you're saying that, I take a receiver at 15, trade back from 18, go one of these guys that we might talk about in a minute later in the first round, and then Jaquan Brisker at 50 or wherever you move up to in the second. I think that's
If you can get into the 40s, and I'm nervous that he's going like day 2. You're like, oh yeah, the draft just started. Oh shit, Brisker's gone. Like, he's always that guy. You're like, oh, I hope he drops. I hope he drops. I hope he drops. And with the 34th pick, Jaquan Brisker, and you're like, damn, that was no time at all, and he's already off the board.
Well, that's why you want Daxton Hill and Lewisine to go as early as possible. There's teams that need safety out of the way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, true.
There's a lot of teams in like the high 30s, low 40s. I think that also don't have a first round pick. So if I remember right from doing all the team needs, I don't think safety was high on a lot. It's definitely on a lot of teams' needs, but I don't think it was number 1 on a lot of teams' needs.
Yeah, and it's not. That's the whole Kyle Hamilton debate. It's not the position of need or position of value, because there's so many more positions that mean more: tackle, quarterback, defensive end, and a strong edge rusher class. So that's the same thing applies here with Brisker. Is maybe some teams don't pull the trigger, or even on these 2 guys, Daxton Hill and Lewisine, because you're saying that there's other guys that we need. So we'll see with them. Let's go down to the defensive line and talk about the big dogs in the trenches.